Well, welcome to the Urban Nano Farm. We've had a lot of discussions on the forum about prepping boxes, getting ready for the season, and I thought I'd just take a couple minutes here and show you how I prep boxes and trying to save time and make it easy. First thing we want to do is go ahead, we'll take off the old shower cap, and you can see that we've got, these were lettuce plants that were just harvested. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a knife and just cut out that main root. I'm not interested in trying to get rid of all that root system. I just want to get the major parts of it. So we'll go ahead and get the eight of them out of here, hopefully without cutting my fingers here. Get the weed out of there. Okay, so now we're ready to get this box prepped. And what I want to do is, pardon for all the noise there, my friend John at the Beaver Lake Experiment Station came up with this idea of using old flashing material as a way to contain the mix so we don't spill too much during the prepping process. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the 2 cups of dolomite. Just going to sprinkle those on top, and I use the pelletized just because it's much easier to deal with and it's not as dusty. And now to mix it, what I'm going to do is I've taken a garden claw. Here's a regular size, and I've cut it down. So what that's going to let me do is just get into this box and just push down into it, pull up, and twist. And so we're pulling some of the old material up, we're mixing some of the top material down, and we probably need to add a little bit more mix. So I've got some other mix that I've used for other projects. I'm going to put a couple scoops in. As a replenishment, and so we'll go ahead and give that a quick mix. You know, so in just a couple of quick turns, and the mixing is done. So I'm gonna kind of pat that down so it all doesn't fall off when I take the sides off. And now for the rest of this, I'll just pat it down, kind of compact it to help with the capillary action of the water from the reservoir. And there we have it into the shape of the loaf of bread. Now we're going to be putting tomatoes in this, one on each side. So I'm going to put my fertilizer shortways across the box, and I'm going to add, for the tomatoes are really heavy feeders, so I go the granular ag grade. This is 10-10-10. I'm only going to use 1 cup. I like to try to base it off the 2 cups of 5-5-5 because I'm going to be snacking with the calcium nitrate through the season, so that'll give us enough nutrition to get us going. And then I'm going to go ahead and, instead of using the shower cap, we're going to go ahead and do this tuck method that I've shown in some of the pictures. Make a cut for the watering tube, and then taking a plastic spatula or a plastic putty knife, I'm just going to push the plastic down in the edge. And what this is going to do, it'll shed water and protect the fertilizer strip, but when it rains, the rainwater will run down to this edge and then be captured and go into the reservoir. And we know that the rainwater is so much better than our city water for plant growing. Even though we drink it, it's not very good to grow plants with. Tucking the corners takes a little bit more time than the shower cap, but I think in the long run this is a great idea. And again, this is an idea that my friend John at his Beaver Lake Experiment Station came up with. And so now what we want to do is go ahead and cut the holes for the tomatoes, and of course I have to bring the torch out for that. And this is my hole cutter for the tomatoes. It's fairly big, but I'm going to put a 4-inch transplant through this. And it'll take me just a second to get this warm. And so we'll cut one hole on that side, one hole on that side for the tomatoes. And what we're going to be doing is, these are the 4-inch transplants that I've grown. This is a variety called Homestead, and we're gonna put that into the holes here. But we need to plug out of some of the mix so the transplants will go in. So I just use a ball bogger and go in and pull a plug. Dump that out there. Dump that out there, and now we can just take the transplants out. That's just while I make a mess here. Kind of squeeze them together like this. Push them down in. And I'll bring the hose out, and we'll do a hose everything down. But that's how I go ahead and prep a box and plant a box for the tomato season.